to another video with Life with Alice TV. I got y'all friend on here with me tonight.
How y'all doing?
I scheduled an appointment and I was like, you're on the books tonight. So we are eating and decided to pick up the camera. What are we eating? I don't even know what this is called. I think I put a clip in there before this to show you what it was. I don't know if it's like taco soup, enchilada soup. I don't know. It's good.
It's good.
I haven't tasted mine yet, so. And then we have some, I don't know if you ever tried these, but these are our favorite tortilla chips. And then show them what you're drinking. Some good raspberry lemonade. Raspberry lemonade.
Only way to drink it though, you gotta drink it in a red carpet. Chauffeurs and limousine cup. Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all listen. Let me put that back up now. This segment is sponsored by Red Carpet Chauffeurs and Limousine.
Okay, commercial. That's funny. I don't normally come on camera and eat on camera. This is weird.
Listen, y'all getting exclusive.
This is weird.
This is real exclusive now, so.
Why is this exclusive?
I'm very particular about who I eat in front of.
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm eating in front of 4, 5, about to be soon 10, then 100.
100 people?
1,000.
We've already graced the food.
Yeah, so don't nobody get on here blasting us saying we didn't grace the food, didn't pray for the food. We prayed for the food.
Did you pray for the cook?
We prayed for the hands that prepared it, which was the cook.
Yes, it's delicious. I don't think we've had a little sit down talk since our live video, which was amazing, by the way. And I know y'all probably waiting on us to go live again. We waiting on him. No, we're not waiting on you.
All she gotta do is say the word, y'all.
Oh my God.
Read back live. Now, yeah, it was my idea last time. And it's probably gonna be my idea this time too, on the time.
Right.
But
Probably will. Probably will be. But y'all, we have these type of talks that we're just sitting down eating, and we normally like just talk about random stuff. And like we were, talking about like relationships and marriage and things that go on in relationships. And I'm like, why not pick up the camera? This would be the perfect time to have one of those in between of marriage conversations. So
yeah, for all y'all married couples out there, like the stuff that they don't tell you about when you're married.
Like they don't put in the manual. They don't put it in the manual. Where's the manual at?
When you find one, let me know.
Where's the manual?
It's like having kids. You learn as you go along. And no one marriage is the same.
I agree.
There are similarities, but it's not the same.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of people tend to look at different marriages and say, man, I want to be just like y'all. Or that's how I want my relationship to be. And I used to be one that says that. But I learned real quick that you can't go by what you see on the outside. You just, because you never know what a person has going on. I learned that very quick. You never know what a person is dealing with behind closed doors, or what it took for a person to get where they are.
Right.
Phew. My.
Y'all, let me tell you.
My Lord.
This one right here, we went a couple of rounds.
Listen. Round for round. I can't even deny that, baby. I can't deny it.
The first 5 years was
The first 5. The first 5. I feel like the first year of marriage.
Yeah. Definitely the first year. You know, you gotta think about it. You know, for y'all, I don't know what it was like for you guys, but for us, we dated for 3 years before we got married.
Yeah. Which in turn, to me, we went through a lot of things in those 3 years. Even though we were young, we went through a lot of situations and ups and downs, and people's opinions, and you know, overstepping boundaries.
Everybody gotta say so.
Woo. Y'all.
Everybody gotta say so. And everybody gotta say so according to what their life, their marriage, their relationship went like.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to pump the brakes on them and tell them, look, this is not the same thing.
Look, we are not the same. We're not the same. So do you think the first year was the hardest, or like, were we still in that honeymoon phase?
I think the first year we were still kind of in the honeymoon phase type. You know, we had our issues.
Yeah.
But we were still kind of, you know, still kind of partially dating too. Not that we don't now, but toward the end of that first year, I'm going to the second year. Now let me go back and throw this in.
What?
We probably divorced about 100 times in that first year.
Listen.
Never once made it to the lawyer's office.
We didn't make it. He made it.
we was I'll leave you. I ain't got to put up with this. You can go back home to your mama. I can start all over, all that.
I'm sure a lot of people go through that. Because I mean, for some reason, it's like once you can be doing just fine when you're dating. But as soon as you make it official and get those license, it's like, who are you? What happened? Like, where is the person that, you know, I met the day before?
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Well, I think a lot of times because people expect, a lot of times people dating, they're not dating they're not dating for the future.
Not dating down the aisle.
Right.
You're right.
They're dating for the moment. So it's a for the moment relationship. And you know, depending on what you've been taught or how you've been raised, that I do hit different.
Okay.
So if you come from a household, and again, this is just my opinion, but if you come from a single parent household, or from a household where either, you know, the mom or the dad, one of the two spouses was dominant in the relationship or in the marriage, then a lot of times you have a tendency to, you know, cater to that.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
You don't really learn how to put down that teaching until after being with each other for a while.
Oh my goodness. That's one of those things, being able to blend two mentalities, two upbringings, two personalities, trying to make it flow together.
Right.
That's a challenge. On top of, being young or whatever age you are. If you're young, you're like unlearned. You don't know. You're just going by what you've seen and what you heard. And then if you're older,
sometimes you can still be unlearned.
You can put what you've been through in the past, the old relationship, old divorce, or you can put that into the same category with your new person. So it really, goes for either, whether you're old or young.
Yeah.
As far as that,
I believe that a lot of times it's some people never learn how to put down the past. How to check out on the past and check in on the future or the present. So therefore, again, you live or you move in this relationship or this marriage, never really putting down your past. And so that will always be a measuring stick.
You think so? What if you don't have a past?
Everybody got a past. My opinion. Your past may be what you've been through. Your past may be what you've seen other people go through.
Okay.
So, why speak on past? Speaking from that perspective, because think about it. Fellas and ladies have those friends. Okay. And let's just say they never dated before, but their friend have. And their friend experienced something in their relationship. And now telling one of the two about that. And so they hold on to that. And so the first sign they see of that, they say, well, in their mind, it's almost as if they went through it. So they act out on it.
Okay. What advice would you give a married couple who are just starting out? They either about to get married or they're just, in their first, second year, as far as to get over that hump. Because I'm a believer that just because other people went through it doesn't mean that you have to experience it. Like I'm like that. Let's break that curse. Let's stop it with me if I can help it.
Right.
So like, what advice would you give based on our experiences early on to somebody who's trying to make it through that phase?
First of all, what helped me, or what was kind of like a guideline for me, was I had to quickly learn that it was me and you against them. That's what kind of helped me, because a lot of times you have people that will come in and, like I said, give advice, and they think it's sound advice, or they think it's a neutral advice.
Right.
But a lot of times it's not neutral. It's more so catered to whoever they're friends with. So I would tell a couple getting married or just about to get married, whatever the case may be, learn each other first.
Okay.
Get to know each other. For as much as possible. Communication and trust is the two key things in that.
A lot of people holler, y'all just got to communicate. You just got to communicate. What if the person, because you know what? I hear a lot of people saying, man, everybody say you got to communicate. But what if you don't know how to communicate? God, I'm so grateful that we know how to communicate. Even though we've learned each other, we've learned, you know,
right,
how to communicate with each other. And because it may look different for everybody. Excuse me. It may look different for everybody. So I think that goes to picking your partner, because when you pick somebody that you can't talk to,
right,
bless your heart. That's all I can say.
Right.
Because I mean, your relationship is should be based on you communicating with each other. That's one of the main things I feel. Because unless you're a sidekick prophet, you know, even in that case, you
right.
still need to know how to communicate.
You know, I remember coming up here, you know, that, oh, well, you know, you'll never really understand the wife. You know, you'll never really understand a woman. The ways of a woman are always unknown. That's not true. In my opinion, that's not true. Now, for those of you out there who believe that,
that can go either way then.
And that's right.
Because I'm not inside of your brain. I don't know what your plans are or what you're thinking.
The ways of anybody are unknown.
That's crazy.
And you have to really, again, learn your partner, communicate, and learn how to trust your partner. Because if you don't have that, let me say this: it's definitely easy for anybody outside of that to be able to know and distinguish that there is no trust and communication there. And once they pick up on it,
ooh, it can be detrimental.
It can be very detrimental to a marriage.
Yeah. You have to build that bond, that closeness, that foundation with each other, because anything can seep in. Like if you don't have, you know, that foundation to where it's like you know each other like nobody else, basically. You know, because we've had several experiences where things try to come in, or people try to come in to play us against each other. You know, and bring in different scenarios. And if we had a faulty foundation, then we could have been over several times.
Right. Again, because and most of the time, it don't necessarily always come from outside of your circle.
Which that's even worse. That's horrible. That's horrible.
And that's what makes it even more challenging, sometimes easy to believe, because you feel like, hey, you know, man, I've been rocking with him, man. Me and him been homeboy for 20 years. He wouldn't lie to me. That's not always the case.
You have to be careful who you bring into your circle, into your space. I tell people now, even with working in the beauty industry and doing like weddings, and you know, hearing the drama that the brides go through with their own wedding party, their own bridesmaid, maid of honor, matron of honor. I'm like, wow. So you want those people? To me, having the group of people that you have standing beside you on your wedding day are the people that are going to support you. They're going to be there for you, whether good or bad. They're going to call you out when you're wrong. They're not going to take sides, even in your relationship. And they're that same way with you and your spouse. It's not a one-sided situation. Mm-hmm. So I've seen so many women have to cancel people because this person is not who you thought they were before you asked them to be in your wedding. So
right.
Like knowing who you have around you is very important. That's a huge lesson that we've learned. Even just not even necessarily having around you, just who you put inside of this, to me, intimate space, because your marriage is a very sacred, intimate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to be mindful. You have to be mindful of that. You know what? Not changing the subjects, but I overheard somebody the other day saying that they don't believe in marriage. They said they believe that marriage is a financial agreement. I was like, wow, I've never thought about it like that. So y'all gonna have to chime in on what you think about that. Do you, because we talk about marriage, I mean, don't necessarily mean you all are married or if you believe in marriage. It's just our life. This is just our journey, our story. So, what do you think about that? I overheard somebody say that they don't believe in marriage. They think it's just a big financial agreement. That made me say, Definitely something to think about.
Definitely something to think about.
For sure. Is it Max?
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Come here, Max.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, we can talk about this on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many levels to it, so many different things. We definitely want to start a series, basically just talking about different things in marriage. So if y'all have some suggestions, some recommendations of things y'all want us to talk about, so we can just keen on a specific subject, definitely let us know. Send us some messages. Put it in the comment section.
And let me say this, just because, we talk about this doesn't mean that we're perfect. Doesn't mean that we haven't made mistakes. Won't make mistakes,
We're still learning. We're still learning. We're still, just one day at a time.
That's the good thing about marriage. Like,
I know, right?
To me, you get to learn, every day you get to learn something different. Even if you've been with that person for 20, 30 years, there's still things to learn. Marriage is forever evolving because as a person, you're forever evolving. And things that you probably would put up with in the past, you might not put up with now. Things you probably would have did in the past, you probably won't do now. Things you do in the future, you probably wouldn't even think about doing in the past. So.
Or you might not even like. Yeah, you might like stuff then, and your taste change.
Right.
Not saying I don't like you no more,
Like I used to like chitlins when I was young. Now?
Yuck.
Well, since my heart surgery anyway.
Yuck.
I've just, and before then I had already worked on the process of changing eating habits and all that. But I say that to say that was just something small that, like I said, things change. So, well, she didn't know that. Came in the kitchen one day and said, I'm surprised my husband was
right. How did I know? Communication, right?
Communication.
I'm on here. Full circle.
Everything goes hand in hand.
Communication. I love it. You know what? My some of my family talks about me because I, on a weekly basis, I do this Monday, Tuesday, or whatever day of the week I choose check-in with my husband. I'm like, look, all right, we got a meeting on our calendar. Come on, we gotta come to the table.
Right.
Bring it in. We're gonna have a business meeting about, our relationship, where we at. We gotta do a little checkup. And I feel like that has been really, really vital to keeping us in a good space. Because a lot of people, you just go day by day, you're going through the hustle and the bustle of life. You're working home, work home, and you're not checking in. So that's like one of my closing tips that I will give is to, whether people, do what works for you.
Right.
We're both busy people, but we're never too busy for each other. So having those check-ins, having those sit-downs and conversations could very well be what saves our relationship. What saves, keep us connected. So whatever works for you, you make it work in your marriage. Don't, do whatever you can to make it work for you. So I love that for us,
Right.
I love
Again,
that.
I'll have that because I think, like I said, I believe everybody should have that because so many times we find ourselves having those type of conversations with our friends. And then our friends feel like they know us better than our spouse does. So that in return has friends step in and overstep boundaries that shouldn't be overstepped. But
I agree.
You have to know that, no matter, I got a friend now, and me and him has been friends for, we've been friends from anywhere from about 30 to 35 years. Matter of fact, it was the ones who we went on the outing with and who wedding we were in. And me and him have been friends for roughly about 30 to 35 years. We pretty much consider ourselves family. Like, that's my brother. And when he got married, it's not that the friendship went out the door or the years of us knowing us went out the door, but at this moment, his spouse became first priority. So therefore, it doesn't matter how long I've known him.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me right to overstep boundaries and feel like I come before the wife. That's just not. That's not.
I agree.
The case,
Yeah.
So we learn to bring things back into perspective and put things in place, and had to put honestly bit to put people in place. Whether we done it with them or we just done it within ourselves and they just figured it out as time goes on.
Yeah.
But we learned to do that, and that's what helped us. And I feel like that's what will help a lot of people, because a lot of times we entrust too much in our friends' opinions and our friends, to the point that it's like, when are you going to give yourself time to learn your spouse so that they can replace the friend? Now, some people may have a problem with that. Some people feel like, hey, it don't matter. This my boy. We've been rocking for a long time. This my girl. We down like 2 peas in the pot. And then this thing, you look around, your girl, your boy ain't got nobody, and you ain't either. So
I feel like that's where the boundaries come in at. Having to know your position. And a lot of people may not understand that, again, everybody's dynamic is going to be different.
Right.
So it really just depends on what you and your spouse agree upon. So guys, I'm sitting here while editing this video, and I didn't realize our video cut off on us. I am so sorry, but we'll make up for it in the next video. I'm kind of glad it cut off though, because otherwise this would have been an hour-long vlog. So Anywho, we had fun chit-chatting with y'all, and definitely let us know down in the comment section if you enjoy this type of content and if you have any other suggestions for our marriage talks. Otherwise, we'll see y'all in the next clip. Bye.